Think we're good. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the final video for your boy, the Lex Man, here in 2017. I decided to end the year on a big note with a big video discussing the best in professional wrestling. Welcome to the 2017 Wrestling Awards. Yes, I'm not dressed to the occasion. Usually I would wear a tie or do something spectacular, have like some kind of a music video or some kind of music in the background. This year, very casual. Just gonna name you my winners, my results for the awards. There are a couple of categories that I did let the fans vote on, namely Headline of the Year and Wrestler of the Year. That is fan vote, which is still going on, by the way. Wrestler of the Year will still go on until the actual award is being announced. So you can still vote for Wrestler of the Year right now on Twitter or Facebook, or you can vote here live chat if you would like. And by the end of the video, we will find out who the Wrestler of the Year is based off of the fan vote. I just want to say before we get started, thank you. Thank you to everybody for yet another awesome year here in 2017. I think for the most part, wrestling, I still feel like the art of wrestling this year has seen a lot of good things, different styles from different promotions and different venues. You can tell wrestling is still alive. It can still garner a huge audience. Although WWE, as I said before, hasn't had the best year, we've seen Lucha Underground, New Japan Pro Wrestling, ROH, PWG, NXT, all these other promotions rise to the occasion to give us good wrestling. And I think in 2018, we will continue that trend. We will see that trend continue going forward. And hopefully the things we talk about here is an indication of what's to come next year. As you guys know, the awards are basically very subjective. There are my opinions, except for the fan votes that I'm allowing you guys to pick. But for the most part, the rest of these awards are my awards. People I'm giving the award to. You might not agree with them. If you don't agree with them, that's okay. Who would you give the award to? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're watching this after the fact, live chat. If you're here, let me know how you feel about these awards. But I think this is gonna be good. I want to end this year having fun, talking positive about wrestling, and that is ultimately what I've been doing. Speaking positively on the sport of wrestling. I'm not up here to trash anybody. I'm not up here to give anybody a hard time. I'm just here to give my opinions on what I felt. Other than WWE was a pretty solid year. Pretty solid year for wrestling. I don't really have any issues to say when it comes to what I got. We had a lot of good wrestling, awesome matches from all over the world. A lot of performers broke out from every promotion, any promotion that you can name. There's always something for wrestling fans out there. If WWE is not doing it for you, I implore you to please expand your horizons. Check out other wrestling promotions. I promise you, you will find something for you, especially in 2018, where I feel the idea of exclusive contracts is going to die. I think it's going to be seen in a more appropriate light that wrestlers going to different promotions would be the ideal thing. I don't see wrestlers being exclusive to contracts or exclusive to companies to one promotion lasting very long. I think wrestlers over time are going to want to spread their wings and go all over the place, because I think that's really how you're going to make a reputation. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. First off, thank you everybody for joining me for this award ceremony. I hope you guys have a good time. Let's start things off with the first award of the evening, and that is the headline of the year. Headline of the year basically talks about the most newsworthy dirt sheet, breaking news, big announcements, anything that you hear from people like DQ.com, PWI Insider, Dave Meltzer, many other wrestling news sites. The story of the year, if anything else. And we've had a ton of things happen this year in 2017. The one thing that comes to mind immediately is the sex scandal news leaked by Paige. That might have been, in Paige's mind, it was the worst thing that could happen to her, and it should be the worst thing that could happen to her. That's embarrassing. It's probably for her age, for her, and at this point in time in her life, it's one of the most demoralizing things that could happen to her. And at her expense, so many fans got all over these news leaks, the nude leaks, and the sex videos. And I feel bad. Again, I've said this before. She likes having sex. Who cares? What's wrong with sex? Sex is cool. It's just embarrassing to me, not just to me, but to her, but to everybody, to see this is what people care about. When Paige is wrestling inside the ring, having a feud, giving us a character on a wrestling TV, nobody cares about her. All of a sudden, she gets her news leaked. Her sex videos are out there, and she's the most popular thing in wrestling. And that's not a good sign. It really isn't. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for her. It's embarrassing for everybody involved. But it is one of the most newsworthy stories that we've gotten this year. We've also got the return of War Games. War Games came to the WWE for the first time this year. Not on the main roster, but on NXT. I was there live. One of the best matches this year, absolutely. We got The Shield reuniting. Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns reunited for a short period of time. We didn't get the full reunion, but it was cool while it lasted. Ambrose, unfortunately, got injured and will be out for what seems like 3 months. He's going to miss WrestleMania, and that sucks. We got the controversy with Rip Rogers ripping, see what I did there? Ripping high-flying wrestling. The whole dive versus headlock argument, which is ridiculous. Wrestling is wrestling. However you can get fans to appreciate it, that's what really matters. Mauro Ranallo being bullied by JBL. Don't get me started on that. So happy JBL's gone, by the way. And it's cool that Mauro Ranallo, at the end of it, still came back and is now a head commentator on NXT. But the stuff with him and JBL was just beyond ridiculous. And then you got other stories like Neville quitting the WWE, as well as WWE releasing Austin Aries, Emma, James Ellsworth, Darren Young, Summer Rae, many others. We got WWE making talent work on Christmas Day and New Year's, which, by the way, is BS. It's dumb. It's not right. But what can I do? Anthem, TNA, GFW, Impact Wrestling, whatever you want to call them, was in the news a lot, especially for what they did to the Hardys, filing a trademark on the Broken Hardy gimmick and not letting them use it in WWE. And they finally just got the rights to use it here at the end of 2017. And I think you screwed them over. Hardys got screwed over big time this year because of Anthem. But it's all right, because in the end, the good guys won. All these stories, great things to talk about. The one that I felt is the main story, is the groundbreaking story of the year, involves two wrestlers, one from WWE and one from New Japan Pro Wrestling. It is a match that we thought we would never see. And now that we got it, I cannot wait to see this match next year. And I want to thank the fans who voted this as the winner of the headline of the year. Headline of the year goes to Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom 12. You, the fans, voted that this is your headline of the year, and I completely agree with you. I think this is huge. This is, if anything else, this right here is emblematic of how much New Japan Pro Wrestling has grown this year. The impact New Japan Pro Wrestling has had this year. You cannot sit here and tell me New Japan Pro Wrestling isn't becoming a threat to the WWE if people like Chris Jericho is basically saying, you know what? I want to go to this company to wrestle this guy. And what made this huge was that it came out of nowhere. No one saw this coming. Everyone just assumed that when Chris Jericho was arguing with Kenny Omega on Twitter, it was just this random, nonsensical beef just to have fun, just to create buzz that would go nowhere. And trust me, I was one of those people. And then after a while, I started to think, look, if you guys are going to have, if you're going to take this much time to beef over something over Twitter, you're going to have this beef, please let it lead to something, like to a match. And everybody was saying it's going to lead to a match at Chris Jericho's Cruise next year, which is what it is. I think that would be great. No one in their minds thought it would lead to Wrestle Kingdom 12. And it wasn't until, I believe, Power Struggle, if I'm not mistaken, where Kenny Omega beats Trent Beretta. Then afterwards, he says, there's no one else to beat. I am the greatest. Chris Jericho shows up on the Titantron and challenges Kenny Omega to a match at Wrestle Kingdom 12. The internet exploded. Everyone lost their minds when they heard this. And I gotta be honest with you, this easily is one of the best things to come from this year. I think Chris Jericho going to New Japan Pro Wrestling is huge. It's a shift in power, if you think about it. If we got someone like Chris Jericho, who has made so much money, he can work anywhere he wants. He doesn't have to go to New Japan. He doesn't have to go back to WWE. He chose to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And he's a legend in the business. He didn't choose to go back to WWE. He's choosing to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. That just tells you what that means when it comes to what promotion really made an impact this year. So I can't wait for this match. It's going to be great. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be a hell of a match next year, and I can't wait to see it. So that is headline of the year. I just got a super chat, apparently. Super chat. Let me look at you. Thank you, Relic and Relic. Is it Relic Canic? Relic Canic? Relic Canic. I'm not even gonna try it again. He gave me $2. Thank you so much. He says, just seen Lee versus Donovan Dijak. Oh, Keith Lee versus Donovan Dijak. One of the top 10 matches of the year for me, by the way. Those of you who haven't seen the video. Yeah, isn't it awesome? It says here he became an official PWG fan. Awesome. PWG, I just got you a new fan. You're welcome. You're welcome. That'll be $10. No, I'm just joking. Guys, it's definitely a great year for wrestling. It really is. And PWG is definitely a place you should check out if you haven't seen it. My God. If you need some matches to check out, please find me on Twitter. I will help you out. Moving on to the next award. Next award, let me see here, is Breakout Star of the Year. Someone that started off with zero momentum. Someone that nobody really cared about when the year first came. But then over time, he gained more momentum. I think about people like Neville. To me, Neville was an absolute zip, like a blip on the radar. He wasn't even on people's minds. He turned heel, won the Cruiserweight Championship, and was the most consistent champion in WWE throughout the entire year. And it's incredible to me that he can have such an awesome year and WWE still not give him respect. It makes no sense. It's no wonder he quit. When you think about it, it makes no sense at all. Like, I would have quit too. Can you really be mad at him for quitting? On NXT, we see people like Aleister Black, who, oh my God, is one of the best acts to ever enter NXT in a long time. Love this guy. He's the former Tommy End on the indie circuit, but he is killing it as Aleister Black. And oh, another super chat here. Let's see here. Will you be on season 3 of NoDQ.com's trivia challenge? I'll have to check that out. Now that you asked me, I'll have to talk to Aaron Ripped and make that work. By the way, I have been invited to take part in one of them, so I'll let you know if it actually does happen. But getting back to this, Velveteen Dream is another breakout star. His performance at NXT TakeOver War Games, NXT TakeOver War Games was one of the best performances this year. He made, my opinion, top 10 matches of the year. Awesome performance. You also got Johnny Gargano. I feel like Johnny has come into his own when it comes to performing as an individual wrestler. And then we see people like Andrade and Almas make a name for himself. All these awesome performers, Zack Sabre Jr., you got Kota Ibushi, although they're not really breakout stars. They've been here for a while and they've had great years. There's one man to me that I never would have seen coming. Because when he first started this year, I liked him. I was like, all right, I like him. Nobody's really called for him to be this big, monstrous, dominant champion or like the big main event guy. He's just the guy that, okay, he's cool. But then by the end of the year, I'm begging him to beat Brock Lesnar. I'm telling WWE, don't crap the bed on this. Some of you are thinking Samoa Joe, and some of you are thinking the real winner of this award. Ladies and gentlemen, to me, the breakout star of the year, everybody say it with me, finish with you! Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, ladies and gentlemen, is the breakout star of the year. I am happy that I got a chance to see this guy actually take the reins and make a name for himself. Braun Strowman is everything you could want in a big man main event player. He can have matches with the smallest of people. He can have matches with the biggest of people. He had good matches with Big Show. When was the last time Big Show had a good match? Exactly. He had awesome matches with Roman Reigns. His feud with Roman Reigns was mwah. WWE's feud of the year, by the way. Is it the feud of the year? We'll have to find out. That's still to come. But if I ever do a WWE, if I was to do a WWE End of the Year Awards, easily feud of the year. But he's just an awesome performer. WWE cracked the bed by not having him go all the way and win the championship off of Brock Lesnar. I still believe Strowman should have beaten Brock Lesnar at No Mercy. You could have easily given the belt back to Brock at Royal Rumble. I mean, Strowman's going to fight Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble anyways. Why didn't they just give the belt to Braun Strowman, have him hold it for 3 months, drop it back to Lesnar so we can still do Lesnar versus Roman Reigns? But we established Strowman at the exact same time. We're not thinking about the future. We're always day by day with WWE, which is part of the reason why this year it's been one of the worst years for WWE, because they're not thinking long term. They missed the boat on Braun Strowman. This guy was a massive hit with WWE this year. And like Bray Wyatt, he is their creation. He didn't start in the Indies. He came from this weightlifting competition. He's a bodybuilder. Jumped into WWE and he learned the ropes really quickly. I don't understand it. Like, I actually like something that you gave me, WWE. Why not go all the way with it? Let's talk about the segments with him and Roman. My favorite segment was him, again, beating down Roman Reigns backstage, putting him on a stretcher, rolling the stretcher off a cliff, almost essentially killing Roman Reigns. Would have killed him. Roman Reigns got pushed into an ambulance, and he flips the ambulance with Roman Reigns over and gave birth to "I'm Not Finished With You." Easily one of the best segments this year. Roman Reigns got revenge on him, unfortunately, by putting him in an ambulance and driving that ambulance into, I think, a truck. Strowman gets out on his own 2 feet and walks away. Like, when I talk about all this, it's even more frustrating that we never went all the way with him. He's had fantastic matches. My favorite match is his fatal 4-way with Lesnar, Strowman, and Joe. Lesnar, Strowman, Roman, and Joe. That alone should have gotten him the Universal Championship. But no, he loses to one at 5. Because we have to do that. We have to have him lose to one at 5 because when Roman Reigns kicks out of 3 of them, he's gonna be the greatest wrestler of all time. I think, for me, it's without question that Braun Strowman is Breakout Star of the Year. From Rosebud to a member of the Wyatt family to Braun. Can't wait to see what he does in 2018. All right, moving on. The next award here is Most Improved Wrestler of the Year. A wrestler that started off as, kind of, again, not something that people cared about. And as time goes by, people care more about his matches. He found his character. He found his stride. He actually managed to click with the audience. And honestly, you already know who I'm going to give this to. It's Braun Strowman again. Braun Strowman is easily the most improved wrestler of the year. Like I said in Breakout Star, you have a man that nobody cared about at the beginning of the year who just exploded on the map. And I think his series of matches with Big Show, with Roman Reigns, and then culminating with that awesome Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam, you can't say that this guy isn't the most improved wrestler of the year. Without question, Braun Strowman wins the second award. This is his second award I'm giving to him. It's 2 awards in a row for Braun Strowman. Easily. Easily one of the best performers for WWE this year. All right. Next up is, let me see, Best Babyface of the Year. Someone that the fans unequivocally, unanimously got behind, always respected, never wavered from. They want to see this guy succeed. They want to see this guy have the most success out of any performer in the world of wrestling. And when I think about babyface, when I think about somebody that the fans love, that embodies the world of wrestling, I think of only one man. I think of someone who is phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, babyface of the year is your boy and mine, AJ Styles. AJ Styles is the babyface of the year. And why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be? Think about this. AJ Styles came in as a heel. He was a heel at the beginning of this year, and he got the biggest babyface reactions out of anybody on the roster. I dare you, go back at the beginning of the year and watch him come out during segments. And there will be times where AJ would tell the audience to shut up. They still cheered him. They did not want to boo AJ Styles. AJ Styles easily is babyface of the year. I can't tell you another wrestler this year that is so beloved by the audience. I had people telling me that it was ridiculous that WWE took the championship off of him. I think when you look back at it, yeah, they should have probably kept the belt on him. But you know what? I'm not upset about that because AJ Styles doesn't need the belt. And it's crazy that I say that because he's only been here for 2 years. AJ Styles doesn't need the belt anymore. He's already proven himself. I think AJ's at a point now where he can do a Shawn Michaels, not win a championship until he retires. And he's good. He's still going to be considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Yeah, absolutely. AJ Styles has placed his name on the marquee for one of the best wrestlers in history. Anybody that wants to argue against that, I dare you to find someone better. Tell me why he shouldn't be on that list. Fans respect AJ. Fans know how awesome he is. And even in his old age, he's still in his prime, per se. And as time goes by, he will be out of his prime. We already know. How old is AJ Styles, by the way? Someone look that up for me. Is he 40? He should be close to being 40 years old. You know what? Let's do something real quick. Let's ask Siri. Hold on, AJ. I'll be back to you just a second. All right, here we go. How old is AJ Styles?
Alan Jones is 40 years old.
40 years old. Alan Jones? That makes sense. Alan Jones, AJ Styles. He's 40 years old. Yep, he's 40 years old. And he's wrestling. And he's wrestling like he's still in good shape, though. So it's interesting thinking about, you know, how far he came. You know, I remember back in 2004 when I first saw him? I was like, man, this guy's amazing. And then 13 years later, the guy's still killing it. So I don't know. Maybe he'll still be able to do this in his 40s. Shawn Michaels did. So yeah, man. Let's give some props to AJ Styles. He had an awesome year this year too. As I said, entered the year as WWE champion, dropped it to John Cena, competed in that awesome Elimination Chamber match, had that feud with Shane McMahon that nobody wanted at first, but then we all was like, oh my God, give me this match. It was awesome. The build up to that match was awesome. Won the US Championship twice, and then won the WWE Championship at the end of the year. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, babyface of the year. He might actually win Wrestler of the Year. And remember, you can still vote right now for Wrestler of the Year. It's not too late, ladies and gentlemen. It is not too late to vote for Wrestler of the Year. But moving on to Heel of the Year. When I think of heel, I think of somebody that was consistently hated, someone that fans loved to see get beat, someone who, and this is one thing I want to say, there have been a lot of baby faces who were booed. They don't count. Roman Reigns is not going to win this award. No. Yes, he is the most hated wrestler. You can argue he's the most hated wrestler in 2017, but I don't call him the best heel because he's not a heel. He's a babyface. I'm talking about people like The Miz. Miz consistently got booed. He did an excellent job throughout the entire year, making people boo him, putting people over, having great segments, cutting great promos. As IC champion, he might be one of the most prestigious IC champions this company's had in a long time. He did a lot of great things for WWE this year. And I think pairing him with Maurice and everything he did with Bryan and Ziggler last year really helped him out. I think the worst thing they could have done with him was trade him to Raw because he was killing it on SmackDown. The last thing he did was the Total Bella BS stuff, the skits, the parody skits on Total Bellas with Maurice, and he was playing John Cena. He was playing John Cena. It was just great. It was awesome. One of my favorite segments this year. I might actually give that segment of the year. I might. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Miz was awesome this year. No pun intended. He was awesome. We gotta give props to people like Samoa Joe, who was also killing it this year on Raw. At the same time, that's one of those heels that you don't want to boo. He's just too badass to hate. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to hate Samoa Joe. It really is. I think as time goes by, we should just make him a tweener. Like a straight up tweener, because he's awesome for what he does. Strowman was a great heel this year. Again, but that's a heel that fans like. We can't really say much about him. One of the best heels this year for me, easily, was Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, period, killed it in 2017. Kevin Owens had one hell of a run on Raw as Universal Champion, dropped it to Goldberg in less than 5 seconds. Had that awesome feud with Chris Jericho, went to SmackDown, was the U.S. champion for a while. And then he got into that feud with Shane McMahon where he headbutted Vince McMahon. Then went into a Hell in a Cell match with Shane, only to have Sami Zayn save him. And now those two are just killing it. They're killing it on SmackDown. In 2018, they might kill it some more. My God. It's just a lot of good heels. And speaking of heels, Sami Zayn, of all people, Sami Zayn is one of the bright spots. I was very worried about him at the beginning of the year, because he wasn't doing anything. He really wasn't doing much. He had that awesome feud with Kevin Owens last year, and he never really did anything with it. They tried to give him something to do with Mick Foley. He wanted Braun Strowman. Didn't go anywhere. And I feel bad for him. You know, I actually picked Sami Zayn to win the Royal Rumble. I did. And I was hoping we could do Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. We still might do that one day. That's not happening this year. Or next year. We'll have to see what happens. It's not too late. To me, it's very hard when it comes to heels to pick someone that fans want to see succeed. I think what killed Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is what's going on between Bryan and Shane McMahon right now, because by being good heels, they're becoming sympathetic because of how Shane McMahon wants to, and for good reason. He has a good reason behind it, because they attacked his father and screwed him over at Survivor Series and screwed him over at Hell in a Cell. But he has a personal vendetta, and it's getting so much out of hand that you start to feel bad for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So that just leaves me with one person. One person who I believe is the quintessential heel for wrestling. And ladies and gentlemen, I go to Lucha Underground. This guy, you know him as a former Johnny Nitro, John Morrison. To me, this guy is the heel. A man that I know how talented he is, but there were points this year where I wanted him to lose that championship so badly that I would have done anything to see it happen. But I have no problems giving heel of the year to Mr. Slamtown, Johnny Mundo. Heel of the year, John Morrison. I'm telling you right now, this guy has found his stride outside of WWE. I'm so happy he left this freaking promotion to really find himself. One of the best performers this year, and as a heel, one of the most hated characters on TV. Easily one of the most hated. I remember when they had the mid-season premiere for season 3 of Lucha Underground, he fought the Mac and that all night long match, and I can remember really getting behind Mac. Just, come on, beat this man. Beat this guy, man. And then Johnny Mundo just so happened to escape with the help of the Worldwide Underground. Worldwide Underground, by the way, has Jack Evans, PJ Black, who was Justin Gabriel from WWE, and Taya, who is one of the top female wrestlers of the year for me. The guy is awesome at what he does. He knows how to make you hate him. He has a look that is really, really easy to hate because he's chiseled, he's good looking, he gets all the girls, he has all the championships. He's won a multitude of championships, by the way, this year. He's had an awesome year. He had an amazing year for Lucha Underground. And I think my friend John from Twitwild would be happy to know that he is my heel of the year. By the way, congratulations to Johnny Mundo and Taya for getting engaged. I hope you guys have an amazing marriage. Your wedding should be straight up awesome. Give me some tickets. I would love to come to Slam Town to see you guys get married. Be really, really cool to see how that happens. So yeah, heel of the year goes to Johnny Mundo. Moving on to, let me see, what's next? Champion of the year. A man that personifies what a championship is. When you wear a championship, it says you're the best. When you wear a championship, people feel like you deserve it. You carry it with honor, with pride. You make that championship feel like it is the greatest thing in the world. And when you hold it, that means you are the best in the world. AJ Styles is one of the best champions I've ever seen. Anytime he wears a belt, you feel like that is the belt to win. Brock Lesnar, easily, it's not that hard for Brock Lesnar to come across as a legit champion because he's not here all the time. It's cheating, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Anytime Brock Lesnar shows up, it feels like a big deal. And the Universal Championship feels like a big deal. I think the Universal Championship, has gotten a lot of credit this year because of people like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar making that championship feel like a big deal. But despite all of that, there's only been one man to me that felt like a champion this year. A guy that I have no issue saying is the best champion this year. Has to have been one of the best performers I've seen in 2017. I go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know him as Kazuchika Okada, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He's had nothing but top quality, groundbreaking matches this year against the likes of Kenny Omega, Suzuki, Evil, Shibata, so many others, Cody Rhodes, you name it. There hasn't been a stronger champion this year than Kazuchika Okada. And to me, that, my friends, is what I look for in champions. Kazuchika, to me, is the personification of what a real champion is. You feel like he's the best in the world. Hey, he was number 1 on the PWI list this year. That's something that I don't usually care about, but I agree with that choice. He better be number 1. Okada's the man. When they did the G1 special in USA, he got a massive ovation when he came out. People know who Okada is. People respect Kazuchika Okada, and for good reason. Because he is, in my opinion, the best champion in wrestling. And we'll have to see how he holds in 2018. I think he's held that belt for over a year. He's held this belt for over a year, guys. He's one of the longest reigning champions that company has had in a long time. He's a strong champion. He has his own anime. He's featured in his own anime. It takes a very special wrestler to transcend wrestling. When you're able to transcend your popularity into other states, into other genres and venues, it makes you that bigger of a deal. Okada is without question the champion of the year, and I dare you to argue he's not. So that's my opinion on that. Let's go on to segment of the year. Wow. Where do I start? So many good segments. As I said, The Miz and Maurice parody, their parody on Total Bellas, where they mocked John Cena and Nikki Bella, building up to WrestleMania. Easily one of my favorite segments ever from WWE. I love it. I loved that segment. The series to me really showed us what kind of a wrestler, what kind of a performer The Miz is, and why he's one of the top 10 wrestlers this year. I don't care what anybody says. He's one of my favorite wrestlers this year. Absolutely. But then we also got Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, who I think when he was fighting Brock Lesnar, I think he had some of the greatest segments from WWE this year. The stuff with him and Lesnar, when he choked out Paul Heyman, it really just put his name on the map. He is going to be a huge name in WWE next year. They better watch out. They better capitalize on him too before he gets too big for them. As I said, Braun Strowman had an awesome segment where he put Roman Reigns in an ambulance and then flipped it over. That was really cool. So many other stuff. You got the press conference between Chris Jericho and Omega from New Japan Pro Wrestling. That was awesome. Chris Jericho attacking Omega on whatever show that was. It was a tag team tournament show. Completely busting him open, doing a Attitude Era angle, and then they attack each other backstage. That's really, really cool. The stuff between John Cena and Roman Reigns, where John Cena buries Roman on the microphone, basically says, I can do this better. I can do this job better part-time than you can ever do it full-time. I can go back and watch that segment all day, every day. Awesome stuff. So many awesome segments. There's only one segment for me that deserves to be segment of the year. It was a segment I didn't see coming. It was a segment that affected me emotionally. As a fan, it really got me. It really hit me here. And it was a segment that, in my opinion, established Kevin Owens as a legit player for WWE and someone that's going to be around for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, my segment of the year goes to the Festival of Friendship. Festival of Friendship between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. I can remember this segment like it was yesterday. This segment started off as kind of like a joke. We didn't see what was coming. We didn't see where it was going, because you see Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens go out there, and they're the odd couple that we love. Chris Jericho is basically hanging around Kevin Owens because we all know that he really wants that championship, and they're playing off of each other. But as time goes by, they really become friends. They genuinely love each other, and you buy it. Two Canadians who are egotistical, who think they're the greatest of all time, who hate everybody. And at this time, Chris Jericho was crazy over. He was doing the whole list of Jericho. You just make the list. He's not doing that anymore because he's not in Japan. He's not in WWE no more. But when he comes back, that's going to be great. Guys, the list at one point was the most over thing on WWE's roster. That should tell you what kind of a bad year WWE had. But regardless, Chris Jericho on his list and Kevin Owens, great tag team, really good stuff coming from them. We got this segment. We see Chris Jericho wanting to celebrate the long years of Kevin Owens, the long months, the awesome companionship they had. So what they did was have him go out there. He hired a dancer, a magician. He got this photo of them mimicking creation. I think it's called The Creation. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens touching fingers. It's really, really cool. It's one of the most hilarious segments I've seen up to that point. And then, during the segment, Chris Jericho opens up and he says, Kevin Owens, you are the best friend. The bestest friend, the bestest friend. You're one of my best friends in this business today. And I love you, man. And I love you. And Kevin Owens says, you know what, man? I love you too. And then he gives him his own gift. And Chris Jericho opens a box and he goes, oh, it's a new list. And I can remember when he said, how come my name is on it? The moment he said that, I was like, what? And then Chris Jericho lifts the list up. And on the back of it, it says, the list of KO. And then that was the moment everybody went, oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then the camera pans over to Kevin Owens, and he's stone cold. He's a stone cold killer at that point. You see this look in his eyes like he's about to murder Chris Jericho. And Jericho, before he realized it, bam! Gets knocked down by Kevin Owens. He starts beating him down. He starts dragging him all over the ring. He throws his head through the big screen, and he walks away with a ton of heat. And then he powerbombs Chris Jericho on the apron. Just, cherry on top, because he's an asshole. One of the most heart-wrenching segments this year. It really was done so well. And it's funny to me that Jimmy Jacobs was the one who put this together, and he's no longer in WWE, which is ridiculous. So dumb. Yeah, it is easily to me the segment of the year. And even right now in the live chat, people are telling me it made them emotional. It's something they missed. They missed this tag team, which is why it was effective. They were a good pairing. They were a good tag team. They were one of the best parts of Raw. But man, that sucks. It does suck that Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, ever since this, really didn't live up to it. But regardless, it was still one of the best segments this year. I didn't talk about Bray Wyatt getting his compound burned down by Randy Orton, which at one point was my segment of the year. It was. I was just beyond like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. This few's about to kick ass, and then their matches happened. WrestleMania, House of Horrors. No, sir. No. I couldn't give it. I could not give it the award after that. At least Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens had a decent feud. You know, solid feud overall. But moving on to what's next? Commentator of the year. The commentator that called the action. The commentator that I feel like you give him a match. You put any match in his hands, he can get it over. He showed passion on the desk. He showed an interest for who's inside the ring. He put the fans in the heads of the wrestlers. He told the story the best. Corey Graves, to me, is the best guy on the main roster. Raw and SmackDown. I don't care what anybody says. The guy is the best commentator on the main roster right now. You got people like Kevin Kelly. I did that on purpose that time. Kevin Kelly and who's the guy next to him? They did the commentary for ROH and New Japan Pro Wrestling this year. I don't remember his name, but they were pretty good. Jim Ross returned to do commentary a lot this year. Good to have him back. Nigel McGuinness, love him. Been an awesome attribute for WWE. Like, nice to see him do some great things for that company. A lot of good commentators this year. Got some bad ones too. Booker T, oh my God. Byron Saxton, oh my God. Percy Watson, oh my God. They're all black, by the way. I'm serious. Why are all the black commentators not doing a good job? What's going on there? What's going on there? I'm just asking. Okay, that better not be a thing. I'm serious. Regardless, there's only one true winner for Commentator of the Year. We all know who it is. Come on now. He is Mauro Ranallo. The wrestling commentator. The man. He is the voice, the real voice of wrestling. And it bothers me that WWE allowed what happened to him to be the story of why he got moved off the main roster. This guy should be calling Monday Night Raw. For real. He should be calling Monday Night Raw over Michael Cole. Because Mauro Ranallo is that good. He is amazing. He is someone that is a fan of wrestling. And that, to me, they are the best commentators. Jim Ross, Gorilla Monsoon, Gordon Soley. They're fans of wrestling. They love the sport of wrestling, and they're able to tell the stories that these men and women are trying to do inside the ring. They're able to make us care. Mauro Ranallo has made us care about things that nobody else has really done, and he's called some of the best matches this year, and easily, without a shadow of a doubt, the best commentator this year. I don't care what anybody wants to say. Mamma Mia, Suicida, Ushigoroshi. I love when he did that for AJ Styles. That was really, really awesome. My God, man, I love me some Mauro Ranallo. Tope Kohiro! You know, just a lot of good stuff. He had so much passion and a lot of flair to the matches, and easily my commentator of the year. For me, it's kind of hard not to pick him. I see people talking about Matt Striker, who was really good with Vampiro or Lucha Underground, without question. He's had his days, though, where I was just like, really, Matt? Really? You know, he does a couple of things or says some things. I'm just like, oh, my God, shut up, man. But for the most part, he's really good at his job. Mauro is more consistent. I would put Mauro over Matt Striker any day. And you know what? I think Matt Striker would agree with that. So, yeah, that is Commentator of the Year. Moving on. Wrestling Promotion of the Year. Wrestling Company of the Year. The wrestling company that had the most consistent matches at the best shows, never disappoint the fans, that basically personified wrestling here in 2017. Guys, you know damn well it's not WWE. This is the worst year, one of the worst years for WWE. 2017 has been one of the worst years for this company. Yes, they did garner a lot of money. Apparently, we made so much money that Vince McMahon took that money and tried to start a new company. 100 million shares. 100 million shares to start Alpha Entertainment. This better not bomb, because he's crazy if he thinks this is going to work. Regardless, Company of the Year is the company that I feel gave us the best wrestlers, the best matches, the best shows, and basically is the wrestling company for 2017. Lucha Underground was amazing this year. I loved what they did for season 3. I was so sad when it ended because I thought that was going to be it. No, we're getting a season 4. Season 4 is coming, and I'm happy to know season 4 is coming for Lucha Underground. NXT, once again, had an awesome year, without question. Created a ton of stars like they always do. I think they even, because it's crazy to me, NXT started off kind of weak. I'll be honest, kind of weak at the beginning of the year. Then as time went by, they got better and better and better and had some amazing shows, culminating in the best NXT show I've seen in a long time. NXT TakeOver Houston, or War Games, without question. We got PWG, another good year for that promotion. People like Zack Sabre Jr., Marty Skrull, Ricochet, Jeff Cobb, Keith Lee bask in his glory. Donovan Dijak, the Young Bucks, you know them. You know who they are. Just a lot of good wrestling for PWG. The company that deserves to win this award is the company that Roseanne Barr says is the best wrestling company in the world. New Japan Pro Wrestling is number 1. It gets the award for wrestling promotion in the world, and it's thanks to people like Kenny Omega, like Kazuchika Okada, like Tetsuya Naito, like Hiroshi Tanahashi, like Kushida, like many others. There's so many people in this company that it's ridiculous. Like the Bullet Club, like Chaos, like Tomohiro Ishii, like Kota Ibushi. All of these performers made this promotion the wrestling promotion in the world. And before long, if WWE is not careful, if they let New Japan catch up to them, it will be the biggest company in the world for a long time. And when I say let them catch up, I'm talking about letting people like Cesaro, Bryan, and Dolph Ziggler go over there. Imagine if New Japan Pro Wrestling got Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan all in the same year. Bryan Danielson, all of them in the same year. My God. My goodness. What a power shift that would be. They're already getting Chris Jericho, who's coming in for one match, but they're getting him. Then you get Bryan, Cesaro, and freaking Ziggler? Oh my goodness. That would suck for WWE. But yeah, I'm definitely proud to call myself a New Japan Pro Wrestling fan. Now, moving on. And yeah, Neville too. I see people bringing up Neville. Absolutely. Neville absolutely would kill it. Would definitely kill it in New Japan Pro Wrestling. You should go to that company too. All right, moving on here. Promoist of the year. The guy who cut the best promos, who got fans invested in his segments, that made people care about him. Anytime he talked, you listened. Anytime he was in the ring, you paid attention. A master on the microphone. Paul Heyman, the man with the golden mic. Anytime he comes on, garnish your respect. Can't really say he had groundbreaking promos this year. He's had some good promos, but it's not like, oh my God, this is one of the greatest promos of all time. No, he's been very by the books this year. Good promos, but not really anything that I feel really, and I mean this with the utmost respect. It's not that he did a terrible job this year. It's just he didn't really grab me all that much this year. Great promoist, one of the best managers of all time, but I just feel like as a promoist in 2017, he's good. Not the best. He's just good. But you got other people like the Usos. Bro, Usos have killed it. AJ Styles, Usos, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. SmackDown has had some of the best promo cutters in WWE this year. When it comes to the females, Alexa Bliss, awesome on the microphone. One of the best, if not the best, female promoist in WWE. Probably is the best. Just a lot of really good promoists. But to me, only one man deserves to carry the title of Promoist of the Year. A man that I feel every segment, everything he did was on point, did not waver, was boom, 100%, hit the mark. That to me is the man that is awesome. The Miz gets Promoist of the Year. He is synonymous with that microphone. It's the one thing you can do to the Miz that would hurt him is not have him talk. If they took the microphone away from him, that would be the detriment of his career. That would kill him. He is known for being one of the best talkers in wrestling today, in WWE, anywhere, everywhere. And this year, we saw his in-ring talent come up to his ability to cut a promo. Again, I go to his segments with Nikki Bella and John Cena. The stuff that he did with Nikki and Cena, with him and Maurice cut those Total Bella parodies, one of the best segments I've seen this year. And then him as IC champion, his Miz TV segments, all of it. The guy is a great performer and easily one of WWE's best talkers. I think this guy is going to do some great things in 2018. If they ever want to give him the championship, if they ever want to give somebody a championship that's a heel, it should be The Miz. I think it's time. I think we should move him to SmackDown, and I think we should give him a run with the WWE championship. For real. I'm serious. I think The Miz should win the WWE championship in 2018. I think it's time. I think he would be a great WWE champion. Yes, he won it before in 2010. Don't think he was ready for it. I think he's ready now. I think he would be a great WWE champion. But yeah, he gets Promoist of the Year. Then we go to Feud of the Year. By the way, did I miss a super chat? I want to be sure I didn't miss any super chats. I think I got them all. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're really good. Okay. Feud of the Year. We've seen a lot of rivalries take place in wrestling this year. One that comes to mind immediately, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. The Feud of the Year for WWE. I don't care what anybody says. If I ever was to give Roman Reigns an award, I would give him that award. You had the Feud of the Year for WWE. That series of matches with Braun Strowman is easily one of his best matches. Period. They had some awesome matches on Raw, on pay-per-views. Favorite match has to be... Ooh. That's hard. I can't even decide a favorite match. They were all really, really good. Great matches. But they killed each other, and they made each other look great, without question. We had feuds between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Really good feud. AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon was also a good feud. When we go to Lucha Underground, we saw a feud between, of course, Johnny Mundo and the Mac. Return of the Mac! Return of the Mac! Rey Mysterio and Matanza. You know, Rey Mysterio beats Matanza. And of course, that sets up Matanza versus El Dragon Azteca Jr. And nobody does feuds better than Lucha Underground. I think they have a knack for making us care about what they're doing. Perhaps my favorite feud that year would have to be the stuff between Marty the Moth. No, not even Marty the Moth Martinez versus Phoenix. It has to be Killshot versus Dante Fox. Dante Fox and Killshot went to war. War, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen the Hell of War match, which is one of the top matches this year, do yourself a favor and go see it. It was awesome. Awesome stuff. We also have Seth Rollins versus Triple H, which was a pretty solid feud. Not as good as I was hoping it would be, but pretty solid. The best feud of the year comes from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And we see feuds all the time between wrestlers like Naito and Tanahashi, whose feud is notorious. Those of you who don't know about this feud, Naito mimicked. He looked up to Tanahashi. He based his wrestling style off of Tanahashi, who is the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And over time, people didn't take him seriously, and he became apathetic, nonchalant. And the top 10 wrestlers video, I called him evil. Someone that just has zero F's to give about anybody in wrestling or anybody, period. So like Kilo, he became the antithesis, I can speak English, antithesis of Hiroshi Tanahashi, which makes it for an awesome feud. We also have, and again, we can talk about feuds all day. We also got this feud, the winner, that I felt people were begging to see more of. After they main evented Wrestle Kingdom, after that match that broke the scale on Dave Meltzer's ratings, star ratings, we were looking forward to the second match and then the third match. And these three matches have to be some of the best series of matches I've seen in wrestling history. Easily, feud of the year is Omega versus Okada. The feud of the year. The feud that personifies how wrestling feud should be done. I am happy I paid homage to the matches of the year. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, that is a spoiler alert. And I don't mind saying it now because it's next. So this gets both feud of the year and match of the year. I feel like if I had to give one of their matches match of the year, I would give it to the Dominion match. I feel like the match that went to a 1 hour draw time limit, that was like, that is wrestling. That to me is how you do it. That was awesome. Yeah, these two tore the house down throughout the entire year. There hasn't been a single match, a single wrestler, a single performer to touch them. They took over. Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada tore the houses down every night they wrestled. And it centered around one thing. Omega trying to hit his finisher, the one winged angel that he could never hit. And then when he finally hit it, he won the match. It goes without question that these two are the feud and match of the year. So there you go. That, my friends, is one of the best things to come from this year. Now we go on to Return of the Year. This award goes to wrestlers who weren't in WWE or who weren't in wrestling, and then when they came, whether it is they came back to a company that they used to be in that we never thought they would go back to, it was a big deal. It was one of the best moments of the entire year. Seeing Kurt Angle come back to WWE, seeing Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist, come home made me feel good again as a wrestling fan. I'm so happy to have Kurt Angle back in WWE. Yeah, not everything he's doing is all that great, but you know what? I don't care. Kurt Angle is back in WWE where he belongs. I'm happy to see him. Good to see Goldberg doing some good things in WWE. Good to see him come back. That was great. Taker coming back was not the greatest thing in the world. Gotta be honest with you. I'm sorry. Lucha Underground saw the return of Black Lotus and Helico, many other wrestlers. That was really cool to see them come back. NXT saw the return of Drew McIntyre. Good to see him back. Love me some Drew. That was really, really awesome. I'm happy to see him back in WWE too, NXT. So many other things to talk about. So many other returns that made wrestling fun. The one that gets the award, the return of the year, that to me, it is one of those returns that nobody saw coming. You kind of did, but you didn't think it was going to happen. But even though you might have seen it coming, it was still a big moment. And to come back and win the WWE Tag Team Championships on the grandest stage of them all is a huge, huge deal. And I'm so happy to give the return of the year to Broken. Well, they're not really broken yet. They're not even broken anymore. It's woken. Regardless, return of the year goes to the Hardy Boyz. Hardy Boyz at WrestleMania 34. They came back in a ladder match and won the tag team championships in front of a huge audience. I am so happy to have both Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy back in WWE. This is where they belong. TNA, Impact Wrestling, GFW, whatever you call yourselves, you screwed the pooch. By letting these guys go, you lost what could have potentially made you a ton of money. And your loss is WWE's gain. I will admit the return might not have been followed up very well because TNA screwed them over. Because TNA didn't like the fact that the Hardys left them, and so they decided to file a trademark on the Broken Hardy gimmick, and it took them the entire year to get that back, which is stupid. I hate that. Doesn't matter because he got it back now. I think the Woken Hardys are going to be awesome next year. They're going to be awesome next year. But the return this year at WrestleMania, easily one of the best returns in WrestleMania history. I loved seeing them do their thing. And I have a premonition that Matt Hardy is going to take Raw by storm in 2018. It will be his show. I'm serious. I think Woken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, those guys are going to do a lot of great things for WWE in 2018. I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great to see these two do their thing. It's going to be a great year for the Hardys in 2018 now that Matt has full control over the broken gimmick. Won't be long until we see King Maxwell and Rebby Sky and Senor Benjamin and the droid. Forgot his name. I'm trying to remember the droid's name. Damn it. You'll have to let me know. Someone let me know who the droid's name is. In the House of Hardy, we're probably going to have the Great War between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, where Bray Wyatt will be deleted. Delete. I can't wait for that. Thank you, Vanguard 1. Is it Vanguard V1? I got it. Vanguard 1. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's great to have Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy back in WWE. That's gotta be cool to see what they do with the Hardy gimmick, the broken Hardy gimmick in WWE. Next up is pay-per-view of the year. The show that you paid good money to see and it was worth it. You know, shows like, well, not like Battleground, which I paid $10 to see, and quite frankly, it was a waste of my $10. You know, Lucha Underground had Ultima Lucha Tres, which is a great show, but you didn't really pay to see that. It was on TV. Well, actually, I did pay to see it because I don't have the El Red Network. So you know what? Screw it. It is a pay-per-view of the year because I had to pay to see it. So screw anybody else that thinks it's not. Okay, I'll be fair. It wasn't a pay-per-view. Fine. But it was still a great show. We also have New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion, which was awesome. Also loved their Power Struggle show. And the G1 Climax. G1 Climax Finals. Beautiful. But we all know what the true show of the year is. And I think anybody that disagrees with this one, I dare you to find me a better show. Legit, find me a better show than this one right here. To me, show of the year goes to Wrestle Kingdom 11. Without question. Awesome main event between Okada Omega. Awesome matches with Shibata and Goto, with Naito and Tanahashi, Kushida and Takahashi. It's just an awesome card from top to bottom. The wrestling show of the year. Nobody has been able to beat it. It was the show at the beginning of the year that people thought was the greatest, was the best show this year. It stayed that way. Nothing could top it. Nothing could top it. And that is what it is. Simple as that. Show of the year, Wrestle Kingdom 11. Will Wrestle Kingdom 12 do the exact same thing? It already looks like it will. WWE better pull up the stops. It's going to be one hell of a year for Wrestle Kingdom next year. Some people are asking me how come NXT TakeOver Houston didn't get it. Well, look, NXT has always had amazing shows this year. I thought Chicago, Brooklyn, and TakeOver Houston or TakeOver War Games was one of the best shows I've seen NXT do in a long time. It's just overall, I feel like Wrestle Kingdom 11 just was that much better. And that's all I gotta say. That to me is without question the best show of the year. Although NXT also had an awesome year this year. So I'm not taking anything away from NXT. It's just I feel like Wrestle Kingdom had the best year. Final 3 awards. The final 3. Starting off with Tag Team of the Year. We saw a lot of good tag teams this year. When it comes to the indies, the Young Bucks. I feel like the Young Bucks overall have improved. 1 second. As a tag team. Because before, they were just kind of just flipping and doing whatever. And I feel like their matches lacked psychology. Even for me. There were a couple of matches they did last year. One in particular with oh my God. Not War Machine. ROH. The Briscoes. Thank you. The Briscoes. Where they took this. I think they got like a pile driver and then some kind of other double team move, and then they kicked out of it. I was done. Like I hate when people take a spot that should have ended the match and just kick out of it. Like okay, let me make that more specific. The way I said it was completely wrong. Scratch that. What I mean by a spot that people should not kick out of and it didn't end the match, I'm talking about taking a power bomb off the top of a ladder through a table, and then you just standing right up. Because, that happened this year. You know who I'm talking about. Moves like getting dropped on the top of your head multiple times, and then you still kicking out. I'm just fine. You want to kick out of the F5, you want to kick out of certain finishing moves, fine. But there are certain times when the Young Bucks kicked out, I was just like, no. That doesn't work for me. They got better this year. I feel like this year they toned that down. They're a lot more smart to what makes matches awesome, and I think overall they've gotten to be a better tag team. They're not the best tag team this year. We've seen a lot of other great tag teams like DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano, who broke up. They broke up, man. It's so sad. AOP, Authors of Pain, Sanity. We saw the Undisputed Era come in and do their thing. That was really cool. Heavy Machinery. My boys, I bring the swag that nobody can. The Street Profits. And then we got the winners, the real winners. The winners of the award is Rusev Day. No, I'm joking. I would love to give Rusev the award. I thought Rusev Day, Rusev and Aiden English, it's a testament to what I've been saying about Rusev for a long time. You give him something that fans can latch on to, he's going to get over. Fans respect him. They respect the hell out of Rusev. And if they would have started Rusev Day earlier in the year, I would have easily given him Tag Team of the Year. I feel like that. But we also got people like the New Day coming in, doing their thing. We got Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin doing their thing. The SmackDown roster has a lot of good tag teams. The Shield reunited this year. They were good. Rollins and Ambrose. I can't forget about The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, who I feel like really came into their own this year. I still personally feel like Cesaro is a better singles competitor than tag team wrestler, but I do like what they're doing with Cesaro and Sheamus this year. Hopefully Sheamus feels better. But to me, when it comes to legit tag team of the year, there's only one. There's only one, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. Lucha Brothers. Oh, Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix. Yeah. They were a really good tag team in PWG. Gotta check them out. Yes, Worldwide Underground. Yes, they were awesome too. The Rabbit Tribe, Lucha Underground. I got a lot of people giving me ideas. I love it. The Reptile Tribe. I personally like the Rabbit Tribe. They were great. But awesome teams. There's only one team that really deserves this award. Ladies and gentlemen, all I gotta say is, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Usos, ladies and gentlemen, are tag team of the year because they're down since day one-ish. Down since. What's up? I love their theme song, by the way. One of my favorite theme songs this year. I get pumped when their theme songs come on, man. I love it. Their microphone work, their in-ring work, everything about this tag team has been one of the best this year when it comes to tag team wrestling. Their feud with the themselves. Yes, they fought themselves. The feud the Usos had with the New Day, that's what I was about to say. The New Day has been some of the best matches from WWE this year. Their match at Hell in a Cell is one of WWE's top matches this year. Might be one of the top matches this year, period. Because they had an awesome Hell in a Cell match. I don't see how anybody can hate that match. It was awesome. I just hate that some of their matches were on the pre-show, which was dumb. Really dumb. But they've had awesome matches with the New Day, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, and then Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. With the Fashion Police, they had good matches with Rusev Day, that awesome Fatal 4-Way tag match at this past pay-per-view. Clash of Champions. Almost forgot the name of it. My God, what's wrong with me? Yeah, it's easily tag team of the year. I think they have made tag team wrestling fun again in WWE. Anybody that wants to tell me otherwise, I dare you to find me a better tag teams. But hey, if you got a problem with that, you can get locked down in the Uso Penitentiary. Because 2018 is going to be a great year for them. I'm so happy they turned heel. I don't think I would have liked them as much if they stayed babyface, but they turned heel, and look at what happened to them. They've gotten more respect as heels than they did as babyfaces. Interesting how that works. You build a character, you get fans to invest in you. Oh my God, you get over. What a concept, right? Roman Reigns, take notes. Seriously, if Roman Reigns did this, he'd be the guy. Literally the guy. Instead of a person that WWE wants us to accept is the guy because he's shoving them, because they're being shoved, because my God, get the words right, Alex, man. He's being shoved down our throats by WWE. He's being shoved down our throats by WWE. There you go. Usos Tag Team of the Year. Female Wrestler of the Year. We already talked about this. We've seen a lot of good female wrestlers. Iho, again, if you don't know who that is, Iho Shirai, search her. It's literally I-O. Shirai, Shirai. Check her out. Love her. She's awesome. Of course, she got the typical Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bayley, who had a horrible year, by the way. Bayley had a horrible year. Horrible freaking year. Alexa Bliss, great on the microphone. Sasha, she did some good stuff. We saw the return of Paige with Absolution. Ruby Riott made her debut on the main roster alongside Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Probably should have stayed on NXT, like Dana Brooke, who should have stayed on NXT. For real. She really should have stayed on NXT. But we also saw, we're just talking about WWE. What about NXT? Ember Moon, iconic. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, my two wives, by the way. And yes, they are my two wives. They are mine. They are mine. Sorry, you can't have them. They belong to me. They belong to me and me only. You can have, tell you what, I'll let you have Becky Lynch. Y'all can have Becky Lynch, fight over her. But Peyton Royce and Billie Kay are mine. They belong to me. Okay? You can't have them. I'm sorry. They belong to me. This is how it is. God damn it, Ultra Shadow. I don't want Mandy, man. You can have Mandy. Mandy Rose is yours. You need to get your taste together, man. Ultra Shadow here in the live chat talking about Mandy. I see you. Actually, he didn't say anything about Mandy. I was just messing with him. I'm just giving him a hard time. Carmella, something happened to her. Like, there was a point in time where I was just like, okay, she's average, but since she won that Money in the Bank, boom, banging. And yes, Lana is hot too. But man, we saw Lana and Carmella on Clash of Champions during that Lumberjill match, both red and red. Bruh, they look like two lollipops. Just saying. But anyways, let's get back to the winner of this award. We've seen a lot of really good female wrestlers like Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler, Ember Moon. So many awesome performers. There's only one real female wrestler of the year, and being undefeated, having held the NXT Women's Championship for over 500 days, it's kind of hard not to accept her as the female wrestler of the year. WWE's own Asuka is the female wrestler of the year, and she is going to be a huge hit for WWE if they don't screw the pooch with her. They will. I'm expecting them to. But we got the Royal Rumble coming up. We got Ronda Rousey coming in. They have someone in Asuka that they can use to do a lot of great things, or not just female wrestling, but wrestling, period. I want to see the women do some groundbreaking things in 2018. A year where we see Bayley get completely trashed in terms of her character, buried. Sasha Banks does nothing. Charlotte, for the most part, throughout the year was kind of in limbo, but then got her larynx back towards the end of it. Becky Lynch, horribly booked because of, oh, you didn't know, Road Dogg Jesse James. But then you got Asuka, who has had the best female match with Ember Moon, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Consistently has good matches, had awesome matches with Emma. Now, people argue that she should not have had the competitive match she had with Emma, but screw it, whatever. I'm cool with that. I love to see her destroy people, though. I'll be real with you. I'm right there with you. I love seeing Asuka destroy people. So many good things to come from Asuka. They should not screw the pooch with her. This woman could be a centerfold of your promotion. We talk about the Trish Stratuses. We talk about the Lilas. We talk about the Chynas. We talk about the Sunnies, the Sables, all these big female wrestlers. And for good reason. They're all great at what they do. Asuka could be right there alongside of them if you book her properly. Do not screw the pooch with Asuka, because if you do, it will be a big mistake. And that leaves, ladies and gentlemen, the final award. So, let's go to Twitter real quickly. There it is. There's my phone. I asked you guys on Twitter and Facebook to decide who the wrestler of the year is. And I'm going to, let's see here. Facebook. Let's do Facebook first, and then I'll do Twitter next, because I'm very curious to see what people said on both. And live chat, by the way, while I'm getting this, you can go ahead and vote as well. In the live chat, who do you think Wrestler of the Year should be? I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. So, going here to Facebook, and I asked them to decide who the Wrestler of the Year is. We have, and here are the people I asked you guys to decide between: Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, or AJ Styles. Those are the three. Those are the three. You got to pick one of those three. Anybody else is not going to be accepted. AJ Styles, Kazuchika Okada, or Kenny Omega. Here on Facebook, we have, let's see, AJ Styles, Okada, Omega, Okada, AJ Styles, Omega, Okada, Kenny Omega, Okada, Omega, Styles, Okada, Styles. Wow. So that's a lot of votes for Styles there. Okay, not bad. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. To AJ's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to assume AJ just beats him. AJ beats Okada on Facebook. Okay. And then on Twitter, looking at the final Twitter poll, going to Twitter right now. Okay. Says here, by the way, thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody that actually voted for these polls here. They got a lot of attention. Yep, AJ Styles wins the poll on Twitter as well. I think for the most part, that's going to decide it then. Now, let me just say this before we make it official. Both Okada and Kenny Omega deserve this award. Both of them do. They both are easily wrestlers of the year. I feel like, and this is just my opinion right now, I personally feel like when it comes to performance, they can't be topped. I think they did a lot more than what AJ did this year. But at the same time, we're talking about AJ Styles here. AJ Styles, if you put AJ Styles alongside anybody ever in wrestling, like today even, it's kind of hard to compare. There are people who can't do half the things AJ Styles does. AJ Styles is 40 years old. 40. Okay? Let's not talk about when he was, what, 32, 28? In his 20s and 30s? Yeah, he was killing it in his 30s. We're talking about somebody in his 40s. Ladies and gentlemen, 40s. All right? We can go back to his 20s and 30s later. In his 40s, he's doing things that people can't do in their 20s. Think about that for a minute. This guy is one of the best, purest athletes in wrestling today. We're talking about a guy that did a lot of good things for the wrestling business. And it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to argue that he shouldn't be Wrestler of the Year. Again, he came in as champion, won the U.S. Championship 2 times, had a huge match with John Cena at Royal Rumble. Fantastic, by the way. And then ended as champion. So fans here saying that AJ Styles is the Wrestler of the Year, why argue against him? Because to me, it can be Okada, it can be Omega, it can be AJ Styles, but this is a fan vote. And I allowed the fans to vote on this particular award. So I had no problems at all saying that the winner of Wrestler of the Year goes to AJ Styles. And I want to thank the fans for making this a big deal. AJ Styles is the man. And if WWE doesn't make him Wrestler of the Year, they're crazy. He has to be Wrestler of the Year. This is the second time in a row. The second time in a row he won this from me. And he deserves it. He deserves it. He's one of the best performers, period. I am so happy to say that AJ Styles is my wrestler of the year. I am proud of it. I am beyond okay with that. The guy is one of the best performers in wrestling. He is one of the greats, the all-time greats. I dare you to find me somebody that could compare to the accomplishments, the resume, the high-quality matches, the high-quality performance of an AJ Styles. There's only a few that can say they did better than AJ. And I think he's going to be around for a little bit longer. He's still going to have many more years to do what he does best. And I hope to see AJ really, really make the most out of them. People say this generation is Shawn Michaels, the next Triple H, the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm not going to call AJ Styles any of those. AJ Styles is the first and only AJ Styles. And he, whether you like it or not, is the wrestler of the year. Whew. Taking a break. All right. There you go. Those are the wrestling awards. That, my friends. Ooh, that was good. I'm very happy with this list. I think for the most part, really, thumbs up. Like, it's very hard to say nobody on this list deserves any of these awards. I think overall, the winners fit each award. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for making 2017 an awesome year. Before I get out of here, I do want to, again, as you guys know, this will be my last broadcast for the year. Now, if something crazy happens, like Vince McMahon dies or WWE goes out of business, I'll, of course, be up here to talk about that. But for the most part, I don't plan on making any more videos until January 1st, which will be the Royal Rumble video. That will probably be live. So look for that. I think I might make that live. It should be live. Regardless of the first video coming back, this is the last one for the year. I do want to take this time to answer your questions, to talk about a couple of things. So I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to interact with you a little bit because this will be the last time I see you guys before the new year. And I want you guys to know, might be the last time I see you. Who knows? I plan on making it the last time, but wrestling has a way of changing people's plans. But for the most part, just in case it is, I want to interact with you as much as I can. So let's see here. No, thank you, man. Oh, Devin. Thank you so much. No, thank you, Devin. Thank you for being an awesome viewer. All of you who are, everybody who's here, who stayed, remained a subscriber, who is a fan of mine, who has watched all my videos, including my top 10s. You are awesome. What is your favorite video? My favorite video has to be the Roman Reigns, what corporate wants versus what fans wants. That's me. That is me. That is what I bring to YouTube. That is the kind of video that I put my heart and soul into. And I'm so happy that he got a great reception. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have as many views as I want. I'll be honest with you. But I'm cool. I'm cool with the reception it's gotten. Hopefully next year it will get more views. Hopefully next year. Let's see here. All right. Awesome. I like the results of 2017. Happy holidays. Thank you. Thank you, C. Thank you, C. I appreciate that. EJ Movement. Have a delightful holiday vacation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, man. Awesome, kid. Have I checked out Omega versus Ibushi? They had a match? Is this year or is it in the past? Because if they had a match in the past, I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it. You have to show it to me on Twitter. Eric Gonzalez. Kairi Sane and Asuka are the best looking women. They are better than Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. How dare you, sir? Those are my wives. I'm insulted. You can have your Kairi Sane and your Asukas all you want, but don't make fun of my wives. They mine. You hear me? They belong to me. So I'm gonna need you to stay in your lane, sir. Let's see here. Ultra Shadow. One positive about Vince bringing back the XFL is that he will no longer be in charge of WWE. I wouldn't say that. I get what you're trying to imply. He'll be able to take less focus. He'll be able to have less focus on WWE. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't think that means he's done with WWE. Let's see here. Let's see. Awesome Kid again. They fought 2012. Oh, Omega versus Ibushi in 2012. Send me that match on Twitter if you have it. Mandy Rose is your wife. Whatever, Ultra Shadow. We know that you love Mandy Rose. You have fun with that, buddy. Jesus. Let's see here. Sonic. Will there be a Super Saiyan White? Super Saiyan White? Is that a new Super Saiyan? Because I know there's... I'm trying to remember. There's Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3. Then there's Super Saiyan 4 that nobody cares about, GT. And then there's Super Saiyan God. Then Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue. And then Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct. And now there's going to be a Super Saiyan White. Oh my God! How many Super Saiyan forms is there going to be? It's getting ridiculous now. So what is that? Like a Super Saiyan form that can kill gods or some stupid crap? I don't. It's getting ridiculous now. Awesome Kate, if you don't have a Twitter, just send it to me on Facebook. Go on my Facebook page and post it. Let's see here. You know that they're gonna cuck you. They are more into themselves than you. Yeah, look, Nick. WWE more than likely will mess things up, but it's one of those things where, as a wrestling fan, I have a wrestling channel. I watch it for your entertainment. If they give me a good show, awesome. If they don't, I'm gonna be up here to rip them apart. Simple as that. I don't have a Facebook. God, awesome. Find me the link and post it in the live chat, and I'll save it. Or find me the link, post it in the live chat, and I'll save it and watch it later. Let's see here. Delexman, do you watch porn? That's for me to know and you to find out. Well, me to know and you never to find out. You will never find out if I watch porn. You will never find out if I watch porn. Never. Never, 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 never. Never. Let's see here. Let's see here. We just have Ultra Instinct right now. Okay. Let's see here. What else we got? I want to go back and read some other comments that you guys posted. Wrestler of the Year is AJ Styles. Renee, I completely agree with that. A Manager of the Year, Zelina Vega. I would say Paul Heyman, but I'm thinking Zelina would easily be number 2. Asuka should win the Women's Royal Rumble. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think anybody else deserves to win it then. Vicky Guerrero is thick. I'll tell you what. When she debuted in like 2006, 2007, I wasn't feeling it. There was something about her during that run with Ziggler. There was something about the way she looked that made me go, ooh, okay. I'm starting to dig this. I think I might be into old women now. Women older than me. If I was ever to date a woman older than me, it would be Vicky. I'd be all over that. All over that Latino heat. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Super thick. Viva la raza. Yeah, she's super thick for sure. Let's see here. AJ, in terms of pure in-ring talent, And the ability to carry a match should be Wrestler of the Year. Yeah. Like I said, I'm cool with him. Omega, Okada, Styles should be easily Wrestlers of the Year, without question. Roman Reigns is the female Wrestler of the Year. That joke is still hilarious. I laughed so hard at that joke when I did it for Female Wrestlers of the Year. It is still hilarious. Female Reigns, Woman Reigns. Stop it. That stuff was good. Let me see here. Liv Morgan is better looking than Mandy Rose. I'm just saying. Oh, Ultra Shadow. He calling you. Eric Gonzalez just called you out. He called out your woman. You better handle your business. You better handle your business, Ultra Shadow. Eric calling you out, boy. Uh-oh. Eric versus Ultra Shadow. Where we doing it? Where you want to do it? I'll be the commentator. I want to see this happen. Nick Smith. Can I be your friend? Yeah, I'm friends with everybody here. You're all my friend. You're all cool with me. I'm a cool guy. I'm very, very laid back. No, you can't come over to my house. No, you can't talk to me on Skype. No, you can't do any of that. But you can be my friend and talk to me about wrestling here on YouTube because I'm friends with everybody. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out who are my female fans here. Oh, C. Sherry. I got one. C. Sherry. Who do you think will go to the main roster next from NXT? Drew McIntyre for sure. I think he's moving up when he comes back. Authors of Pain for sure. They're basically done with NXT. They're probably coming up after WrestleMania. I'm trying to think who else. I think Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa still have one more good year before they move up, but they are coming up after next year. That's for sure. Amber Moon after WrestleMania. That's for sure. I think we're good. Everybody else is going to stay because, Shayna Baszler got to do her thing. We'll have to see how that works out. Let's see here. I think that's it. I'm kind of tired out, guys. It's been a great year. You guys are awesome. I've been up here long enough. Let me get the hell out of here. This is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off right here, Deluxe Man's World, for your Wrestling End of the Year Awards. I love you guys. Thank you for an awesome year here in 2017. This is the first time you're watching me, and when you want to check me out for 2018, it's not too late. Subscribe. Try that again. Subscribe. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. Check out everything down below in the description box, as well as links to my PayPal and Patreon if you would like to donate to your boy and help improve the quality of the channel for 2018. Trust me, I could use it. It would be nice. Buy yourself a Deluxe Man t-shirt right now on Pro Wrestling Tees. It is 50% off. Check it out. I think it's, well, not 50%, but it is on sale. You should check it out. I think that's it, guys. Thank you. I'll see you all next year, because this has been your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off right here for 2017 in Deluxe Man's World. Happy holidays. I'll see you in the new year. Peace out.